Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, in his outs, in betweeners, it's me, Dan, again, and welcome back to another PAP Reports. The bad bits, it's Saturday, September the 26th, 2020, and this is a roundup of the past few days of bad bits that we've missed. Sheriff Tom Hughes, sitting at Dundee Sheriff Court, told dirty nonce bastard 36-year-old Graham Kirk from Ann Street, Dundee, that his circumstances were very serious and that his behaviour could never be condoned, before giving him a suspended sentence and allowing him to walk free from court. Kirk was caught out by paedophile hunters after he contacted a decoy account on a chat app. Although he wasn't arrested when the paedophile hunters called police, instead this dim-witted sorry excuse for a human being actually went to the police himself to tell them that the group were harassing him. Yes, Kirk complained to police that members of a vigilante group had been pestering him over his attempts to have sex with a 13-year-old girl. When police looked into his complaint, they quickly realised that Kirk had been trying to groom a child for sexual contact. What a dumb cunt. The decoy, called Alexis, not her real name obviously, told Kirk she was 13 and was looking for friends who were not horrible to her. Kirk said he hoped she was not bothered by him being more than 20 years older than her. The court was told that Kirk gave his phone number and they moved the conversation onto WhatsApp, where he started to introduce sexual topics. There was some general chat before it became extremely sexual in nature. He asked if she wanted to be his girlfriend, what age she would like to have sex, and asked her the size of her chest. He said that if he lived closer, he could come round. Conversation turned to meeting up, and made arrangements to meet in Dundee the following weekend. The accused asked if she would send photographs of her breasts and any in her bra. He asked if she would like to see his penis. She received a picture of his penis, said the judge. Kirk was found guilty, placed on a supervision order and a sex offenders register for a period of 3 years, banned from having contact with under 18s and ordered to stay away from children's parks and McDonald's. Fucking suspended sentence, a sick cunt. Something I feel is of importance now, as it's pretty big news at the moment, and that's the number of people coming into the country, both legally and illegally. I've done a story before about how so many people are being entered into the UK who have serious criminal records for abhorrent crimes such as rape and murder, without so much as a brief criminal record check. Well, this might give you an idea as to why this is so important and why people shouldn't simply be allowed into the country at will. 47-year-old Mihai Roban from Romania, a serial rapist, landed in the UK mid-January 2020. Just 1 week later, Roban went on to attack and attempt to rape a 28-year-old woman as she walked home from a bar in Finchley, North London. Appearing at Harrow Court on Thursday, the court heard how Roban grabbed his victim and forced her behind a public toilet before her cries were heard by a passerby who raised the alarm. Detective Sergeant Michael Daly from the Metropolitan Police said Roban had only been in the country for a week when he carried out the attack. When we conducted inquiries with police in his home country of Romania, we discovered that he had 2 previous convictions for rape, and prison is the right place for him. The victim has been incredibly strong throughout the investigation, and I hope that knowing Roban will be in prison for some time will help her move on from her horrible ordeal. I also wish to thank the member of the public for doing the right thing and calling the police when they heard the victim's call for help. Now, normally you would expect a visitor to be treated more leniently than natives, as is what seems to occur all too often. But the fact that he didn't assault a child might have been his undoing. As we all know, the majority of child assault offenders get pretty piss-poor sentences. But as he attacked an adult at Harrow Crown Court on Thursday, Roban was sentenced to 7 years and 8 months. Not suspended, and ordered to sign the sex offenders register for life. Although there's no mention of him being deported after his prison term, which will in effect likely be just 3.5 years or so. Personally, these people should be made to serve their time and then escorted to the airport and fucked back off to where they come from. People like that do not deserve to live in the UK, and their own government should have to put up with them, not us. Sola Wawikwa, I'll call him Wanker. Sola Wanker, a 39-year-old security guard in Deptford, has been found guilty of rape of a woman in her 20s. in an empty Westminster car park in the early hours of April 22nd, 2019, after she got into his car believing it to be a taxi. The woman, who hasn't been named, was out drinking in Bethnal Green before she walked along the embankment area in central London, where she met Wanker. Wanker was at the time patrolling areas of central London in his role as a security guard. She later managed to escape this threatenous cunt and amazingly take some pictures of him as she got away. Wanker was arrested at his home address in Deptford 2 days later. On Friday the 18th of September, Wanker was found guilty of 1 count of rape following a week-long trial at Southwark Crown Court. Nahid Manan from the CPS said this was an opportunistic sexual attack on a vulnerable victim who was trying to make her way home after a night out. Wanker had patrolled the car park where he raped the victim just hours before, no doubt taking note that it was virtually deserted. During the trial, Wanker claimed that the sexual activity had been consensual and that the victim has instigated it. Using witness testimony and CCTV evidence, the prosecution was able to prove that he was bullshitting. Rape cases are some of the most complex and challenging offences to prosecute. I would like to pay tribute to the victim in this case, who courageously supported the prosecution and gave evidence against her attacker. Wanker will now spend a significant time in prison, where he will no longer be a threat to women. Wanker will be sentenced at Southwark Crown Court on Friday, November the 6th. Big thank you to every single one of the channel supporters, especially our Patreon supporters. Your support truly appreciated and goes a long way to help. And that's it for today's Too Much for YouTube. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. Until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials. And again, have a great weekend. Good night, all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video, there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.